Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Chris. I haven't done any sneaker videos, and I gotta stop clapping in front of the mic. Ridiculous. I haven't done any sneaker videos in a minute. I mean, other than the one on Olo, the parkour shoe that you could potentially own. So you can go to one of the videos that may show up over my head, or I may put it in the description and check that out. But I have been writing a lot, and if you'll see over here to my side, Art Culinary. I've been doing a bunch of food reviews. Now, if you're watching this, like I said, I know I only have about 4,800 subscribers, and most of you people are really looking for the sneaker stuff. If you want me to start doing food reviews on the channel, leave a comment and say do food reviews. And I'll start doing that because we eat at a lot of really good places. And just recently we were in Miami, and I have a string. If you're in Miami, I have a string of really good places that you should check out in Miami, from Jamaican to tacos, Chef Sucre, which is like a French cuisine with a Latin flair, and then this taco right here, ridiculous. All right, so, but this isn't a food channel. But if you want me to start doing the food stuff, I will. You just let me know, and I will. Pinch, extremely good, Miami. Bane's Barbecue, Memphis, extremely good. Now, if you're vegan, which is funny enough, we don't eat a lot of meat when we're at home, but when we're out, we eat everything. But Bane's is ridiculous if you're in Memphis. So when I'm traveling, I'll start keeping an active record of these places that I go to, and you guys can check it out and see the different food under Arch Culinary on the site. I'll put a link in the description, and you can click through and look and read all that you want. Let's get to the stories of the week, or the last couple of weeks in sneakers. And the first one, of course, I always start with a why I love sneakers. And I've done 2 of these, and I didn't do episode 12. So I should go back and open up episode 12, because it's equally as important, because it's about Under Armour. But Hoka had an incredible quarter. They're doing fantastic, but there's a little bit of weirdness that's taking place there. And I apologize for the phone ringing. But I'm not getting into that. That's the business side of things. I'm going to write an article on that. But the MYA is the Memphis Youth Association. And they do a track and field event, and it's an incredible event. And not even an event. It's a year-round program. And I just found out that Hoka came to Memphis and supported the MYA. Why is that really near and dear to my heart? Because if I scroll down here, you can watch my daughter, who won the high jump championship last year as an 8th grader. And there she is. Look, she's getting ready to go. And this is a MYA event. Oh, she scrubbed on that one. She missed it. But she did get a PR on this one, too. So I should really just turn this off, because I started at the wrong side. And I shouldn't even keep showing it. But if you look at this place, it is a madhouse, man. And MYA does an amazing job. The fact that Hoka decided to, do this event, or not, it's not an event. Like I said, Hoka's been with them the entire year and donating shoes and doing different things. And it's very similar. Look at my girl. That's my girl. She cleared that 4'7". And then she went on to clear the 4'8". But we're not worried about that. And it's too loud and you can barely hear me. But the Nick Dwyer, who's the person that founded the MYA, he connected with Hoka, and they've been giving them shoes, and they've been doing workshops teaching student athletes about the sneaker industry. And it's just, this is why I love sneakers. This is why I love sneakers. Now, that's the first story. Let's go on to the second one, which is me quoting Shakespeare's As You Like It, the play, in regard to Ja Morant's behavior. And then I make sure to explain that Nas broke it down, and in a reverse way. Now, I'm not going to read it because this is a long article, but if you're interested in what I think is happening with Ja Morant, then click through. It's in the description, and you can read that article. But primarily what I'm saying is, here's a kid, because he's 23. My son's in college. My son's 21. He's a kid. and he has to take care of his entire family. He's the breadwinner. In a reverse way, he's functioning and acting like a man who's hitting a midlife crisis, who runs out, cheats on his wife, and buys a Corvette and decides to start going to Corvette club meetings. This is a reverse thing. Now, obviously, having guns is not quite on the same level as a midlife crisis, but Ja is functioning in reverse. He's not able to enjoy himself because he has to take care of everybody. So he's overdoing it. It's a reverse form of a midlife crisis. And the reason I bring up Shakespeare is because in the play As You Like It, Jaquez talked about people in their second childishness. And that's where the idea of the second childhood comes from. So I went in and I quoted the Nas song talking about a dude that's 31 living in his mom's crib. In a reverse way, Ja is in that situation. And when you recognize the people that are near him that he identifies with who are in Memphis, Yo Gotti, Moneybagg Yo, Block Boy JB, Pooh Shiesty, when you go in and Google those names and Google arrested, right behind those, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff. So you have these young millionaires, which Yo Gotti's not young, he's damn near my age. But you have this element that he's attached to in Memphis and he's acting out. But more importantly, he's acting out because he's not getting the opportunity. And I know it affects everybody differently, but money is a strange thing. And until you have a lot of it, which I did at one point and I lost a lot of it, until you have a lot of it, you can never say what you would do or what you wouldn't do. So be very careful, because when you make your millions, everything that Ja's going through, you're going to face things that you have never faced in your life. And when I tell you, you don't know how you'll respond, trust me, I know firsthand. All right, so we know that the Yeezy thing got an announcement and everybody's going crazy. Well, I wrote an article about that as well. You can click on the link. It's down in the description. But you see, I'm saying that Yeezy. People have to really stop acting like Adidas is not a $21 million a year company. $1.2 billion is a lot of money to lose. I'm not saying it's not. But please, for the life of me, understand that losing Yeezy will not kill a $21 billion a year company. Also, if you're planning on flipping those shoes, stick with the foam runners, because the rest of that stuff ain't going. And I have a whole lot of information in this post that shows you the prices and where it was last year in October when Yeezy was released from Adidas. And the prices are almost parallel. There was no increase. People didn't run out and go crazy and start selling Yeezy for stupid amounts of money. So be very careful with how you approach this and start thinking in a little bit more of a business-like way when you talk about Yeezy and what's happening with Adidas. All right? Now, I do not like the fact that Adidas is treating this like the old drops that they used to do. They should just take the stuff, send it out to the stores, get rid of it, be done with it. Stop trying to treat it like it's special. Stop trying to treat it like it's special. Just drop the stuff off at some stores, be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it does make you look desperate. It does. All right, so the last story, which is not the smaller story, is actually the biggest story, is from empty shelves to racks. Now, if you remember at the quarantine, you walk in the Nike store and it looked like this. You walk into Nike stores now and it looks like this. I think we've hit peak Nike. And to read that story, you can click over here. But I go into great detail. I could have written a book about this. But I go into great detail to explain to you where it began using a theory that I came up with, which is called my 3-year. It's a 3-year theory where I say that the first 3 years, if you start a business of some type, the first 3 years you're going to see growth, right? And it's only natural. But the 4th and 5th year, the business is going to reveal itself. You'll know what your business is in the 4th and 5th year, because all of those things that were propping you up as a growth company, they'll rear their heads if they're in your favor or if they're not in your favor. Get what I'm saying? So I did this post And it goes all the way back to the fact that Trevor Edwards should have gotten a job, but he had to get out of there because of sexual harassment situations inside of Nike. He was a long-time Nike man. He understood the company. Now that Donahoe is in charge of Nike, you have a person that's an outsider running the company, and the company is functioning like a digital first company as opposed to a marketing company that sells sneakers, what they used to be. And this is important for one particular reason. In the 90s, in the late 90s, when Phil Knight, Matt Kish, Business Insider, he interviewed a lot of people in this article that you see that I'm highlighting right here, moving my mouse around. The layoffs in the late 90s, the last big round of layoffs that Nike had, Phil Knight walked in the room and literally was crying because he had to lay people off. This time around, the layoffs that are taking place at Nike right now, they are indiscriminate. And the quote shows that Nike is a cold company. The employees who were laid off now said, literally, this is what they said, it seemed like a spreadsheet exercise. Now, when you add this to edit to amplify, all of these different things, you got to read the article because it's a long one, but it's super informative and it will give you better information than you will get on most sneaker channels. I appreciate new subscribers, mainly because you're probably looking at all those old sneaker videos and you're not looking at this new stuff, including the books that I'm reading and things like that. And I'm switching up on you and becoming a lot more business minded and entertainment minded as opposed to strictly sneaker. Here's the sneaker video. I appreciate you new subscribers. Looking forward to getting to 5,000 subscribers eventually, and maybe even bigger. The more views I get, the better. And there's a lot of stuff that I can get into and talk about. You have questions, please leave them in the comments or shoot me an email. It's up to you, and I'll get back and I'll answer those as best as I can. I appreciate everyone out there. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.